Well, every day, thousands of Georgians receive donated blood. It can save lives after accidents, help cancer patients through treatment, and it can replace blood lost in surgery.
But what happens if faith prevents you from receiving blood? The Fox Medical Team's Beth Galvin is here now with that story. Beth?
And Tom and Sine, this is a tricky question because if you're seriously injured or you're in the operating room and you start to lose a lot of blood, many doctors will give you a blood transfusion because blood can save your life. But when her son got hurt, Chantrell Diaz found herself facing a medical and a spiritual dilemma. Chantrell Diaz remembers the phone call that changed everything.
It was December the 3rd. I'll never forget that call ever. I was here in Georgia.
Her 19-year-old son Cameron, 2,400 miles away in Fremont, California, had been badly injured in a car wreck. His cousin, the driver, was dead. Cameron barely hanging on at a local trauma center.
They couldn't tell us anything except that he was in critical.
To save Cameron, surgeons used blood transfusions.
They said that he was literally about to die. He was bleeding out at that time.
Diaz was grateful to the doctors, but deeply torn about the transfusions. She's a Jehovah's Witness and believes the Bible forbids Christians from receiving blood, even in an emergency like this.
Because it's Bible-based, it's something that we as Jehovah's Witnesses have to obey.
Cameron is not Jehovah's Witness, but when doctors wanted to transfuse him again later on,
he completely told me, "Mom, no blood."
The doctors pushed back.
They're telling you that your child gonna die, that he would never walk again.
If a person is not going to take a blood transfusion, they're not going to take a blood transfusion whether you tell them they're going to die or whether they have cancer or whether they're going to surgery. It doesn't change.
So Brenda Gray-Jones, clinical director of the Bloodless Medicine and Surgery program at Wellstar Atlanta Medical Center, and her team have found ways to treat Jehovah's Witnesses without using blood from someone else.
Because it is a conviction, it is a belief, it is your faith, it is the foundation of your life.
In January, Cameron's insurance company paid to fly him from California to Wellstar Atlanta Medical because of its bloodless medicine program. He's had 10 surgeries since and no transfusions. Surgeons here use tools to limit bleeding and a machine to recycle what blood is lost. When Cameron's blood count drops, they give him non-blood products to bring it back up again.
He is getting so much better.
Well, what's the first thing you want to get back to when you get out of here?
Just living my life, playing basketball again.
And Gray-Jones says Wellstar Atlanta Medical Center's bloodless medicine program has been around for 19 years now, and the techniques and the tools that they're using to minimize blood loss and avoid the need for blood transfusions are now being used by other hospitals all across the country in their ORs, because she believes that the bloodless medicine protocols actually make surgery safer for patients in general, no matter what your faith.
Wow, that's really interesting. Are there a lot of patients who are asking for bloodless medicine?
So I looked up and there are about 2% of adults in Georgia are Jehovah's Witness, and then it's about 1% across the country. But people are coming from, they say, Florida and different states all across the Southeast because they know about this program and they know they can do these treatments without having to receive transfusions. So, yeah,
it's an amazing option for them.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Beth.
Thanks, Beth.